Hi guys, it's Pure Gamer, and today we're going to be doing another DLC sort of video. Basically, this is just going to be based on the Cops versus Crooks idea I came up with. Well, it was already thought of, but I added my own sort of ideas to it. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to talk in depth now about the DLC, and I'm going to do the same for the military themes and the nightclub, and maybe the drag racing one slash street racing, because it kind of has been made as a sort of mod that's kind of cool. But what we're going to talk about is we're going to start off with when you first join the session, you'll get to choose whether you want to be a cop and crook, but you can switch between cop and crook at any time. You don't have to be one or the other. You can literally switch at any time, a bit like Need for Speed Rivals. You could switch between the cop and the criminal, the one that was driving away from all the cops, doing all the illegal street racing and that, and then immediately you can just change your outlet. You'll be a cop. I like that idea. What would be really cool though, once you've got to that bit, you need a rank structure. So what you would need is some sort of rank. So maybe a constable, or like standard issue rank for the British police is constable. I don't know what it is in American. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. But then you work your way up to sergeant. Maybe then it's detective sergeant. And you just work your way up in ranks, and then when you can either then get a branch of staying within the police force or going to the federal government, like the FBI, so it'd be FIB, or it would be the IAA, or it could be Noose. You could go to the different branches, and that would be really cool if they did that. So you could then stay in the police, and you could go up to be a detective, an inspector, then you could go up to maybe being chief of police, and that's the police room. It's in like the police, because it would be cool if you could access all the police stations, but each one has a chief. But wouldn't it be cool if you could be a chief and there's so many chiefs in each station? But that doesn't matter, because you can then sort of work around it, because it wouldn't matter if there's more than one chief, because you could then make the session smaller that helps everyone out. But even if there was more than one chief in a session, think of how many police stations there is in the game, and each chief would then just go to one station that isn't being used. They'd have access to the desk, because people want to go and do Noose, or go in the FIB, and go into the IAA, or go and be a traffic cop. Wouldn't it be cool if you had that option? Or you could go and work with the drugs unit or anything like that. It'd be really cool if they went in that depth, because I don't see why they couldn't. If they were going to do a police DLC, that's how I think they should do it. We have your rank structure, but as you're going up through the rank structure, you can choose what you want to do once you pass the first rank. Now, I know everyone will be on the first day, everyone will be on the same sort of rank structure, so it'll be whoever spends the most time on it. But then you come to the criminal side, then you have your criminal empires, obviously. Now, we already have criminal empires, sort of, at the moment. So what you would have is you would have your standard issue criminal, so just your crook. Then you could maybe have it going up through the rank structure, so it would be crook, assistant to criminals. I can't think of any names really, but besides, you would then maybe be able to join the mafia, or join the certain gangs that are actually in the game, like the Ballers, and I'm trying to think now, the Grove Street. I think the Grove Street gang are still in this game, I think. You've got all the gangs in this game you could be a part of. The mafias, all the Russian and the Italian mafias, and loads of different mafias in this game. You could be in one of them, and then you could work your way up through the rank structure. And just like the police, you wouldn't have to stay in there. You could be a wheelman. You could go into armed rob banks. Now that would mean they would need to open the banks, every bank, and just let you be free to rob it. And I think, yeah, that might take a lot of coding, but if they were doing this DLC, obviously they're going to have to spend a lot of time on it for the police rank structure and the crooks rank structure. So I think it'd be really cool if they added that sort of freedom. So then online, cops can go and rob that bank, and obviously something's triggered if they don't do it stealthy, and the police system scanners go off, and then us online police have to go and chase them and hunt them down and stop them becoming destructive, and seeing what we can do. And you would obviously respond with the Noose teams that are in the session, your FIB if you needed them, and then obviously if you have crime scenes, you would have NPCs just driving around, and they might just do a drive-by, or they might do a drug deal, and you go and stop them as a cop. But if you were the crook, then what you would do is you would be doing the job with the NPC, and NPC cops chase you. You would also have the online cops chase you, the people playing online. But then you would go up to the NPCs, drug deal, or other online players, and hand over cash and drugs and guns and cars. You could steal cars, sell cars to other players, like the illegal side of it, import and export. That would be cool. If they put some thought, basically, if they put a lot of time in it. I know it'd take maybe months to code this, but think about it, how cool the DLC would be if it was like that, where you had a rank structure for both cops and crooks. You had cool ideas, cool cars, cool equipment. Like the crooks could have drills, so they can just go into the bank, and they have to spend a lot of money though to upgrade to the next drill. So basically the first drill, they maybe have to spend 5 or 10 minutes actual real life drilling through in any of the banks. And then obviously if they keep working on it and don't get caught by the cops, then they can spend money and invest on a bigger drill or a better drill and go to another bank and be quicker. And meaning that they can have a wheelman, and they can have the realism in the game. Because I know a lot of people are talking about how unrealistic this game is now. It'd be cool to get some more realism in the game, because I just think it'd be more fun. Now again, with the cops and crooks, they obviously need the vehicles. Now we've been over the vehicles. I will put pictures. I put pictures in the background of the rank structures and things like that within this video. But I'm hoping I'll put pictures back on of the police vehicles and some of the criminal vehicles and things like that, and maybe a drill and an upgraded drill. A bit like Payday, where you get that drill. But unfortunately, you can't upgrade the drill as far as I'm aware. But wouldn't it be cool if you could? Or you could get an angle grinder for the first one and just angle grind through some safety deposit boxes. First sort of set up, or well, not set up, because you wouldn't have to set it up. You just go, oh well, we can buy online, and go online onto the tool store, just buy an angle grinder, and just angle grind through. But you have to put some to it though. It will go wrong because the NPC cops will come after you really quickly. And I just think the cops and crooks idea that they would need to open more warehouses, so you could have, so it looked like a criminal empire. Like you have your hangars and your warehouses with like the smoky area and atmosphere, and then you have the cars that are stolen and the cash, and maybe an office in there, and you just have loads of illegal businesses going on with inside the one hangar, and you have a hideout inside that place, and TVs, like all the hangars and warehouses that you've ever bought, but put into one. And then it's also a really cool place to hang out. But you can start up any criminal empires. But also, you could then, with the cops and crooks idea that I've got in mind, because obviously this is my version of cops and crooks, you could be an organised criminal and organise robberies and things like that. But if you want to do the bank robbery, you don't have to do a setup. Go to the place and sort of search it out. So they would then put guards on patrols, and they would have to code in the guards being on patrol at certain times, things like that. So they're basically, then you could take photos and take it back and put it on a board so that other online players are aware, and you could actually put some thought and planning into the robbery if you wanted to. Now obviously you wouldn't have to, you just go to a bank if you wanted to, but it could go horribly wrong. Now with the cops idea, that side of it, you would need access to all the police stations, the FIB building that isn't hard, and the IAA building again that isn't hard, because all they need to do is put an interior in the IAA building. They've already got a floor, so I guess they just need to do the same interior to the FIB building. You know, you walk in the reception, and then just like on single player, you swipe your card, so you go in, you go up the elevator, so you would only need to do like 1 or 2 floors, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 if they were generous, and then just 5 floors. So your first floor is like your standard issue FIB agent that isn't got any rank, low rank. And the 5th floor maybe would be the highest ranks at the FIB, serious organised crimes, drug units, things like that. Contacted with noose and things like that. So that would mean the noose base would need to open up, and you'd need to be able to go in there and deploy and have all the kits. But what'd be cool if you could open the boot and get a shotgun out, and because most American cop cars will have they'll have a shotgun either in the back behind them, behind the seat, if they have a cage, that most cop cars obviously will have a cage. They'll have a shotgun or an assault rifle behind the two people in the front, just by front of the cage, or they'll have something in the boot. Now I think it'd be really cool if they did that idea and you could grab that, so it would be like having the inventory safe vaults that we have, but instead of having them in a place, you could have them in a car a bit more. It'd be really cool that, because then you could drop in and use them. You could do that with the criminal side too. You could drop stuff in the boot and under the seat and in the footwells and in the glove department. You could hide guns, because then if a cop tries to search your car, because it would be cool if they added where us and NPCs can sort of get to the cop car and sort of search it like the mod. Because if you can make a mod where you search a car and breathalyze people and things like that and drug test people, yeah, you're probably thinking, well, that just ruins the game. It doesn't, because then they could maybe designate as servers people who don't want to play the Cops and Crooks DLC, and maybe that just, it keeps all the outfits and all the stuff, so you can have all the Cops and Crooks stuff if you want, but you don't just have to do, basically there's no roleplay or any of that, you know, Need for Speed Rivals sort of stuff in it, where you do have the constant cops and robbers going on. Now, I think it would just make online a bit more lively, because I don't know about anyone else noticed, but GTA Online, it's not, a lot of people would say it's dead. I'm not mean here, but it is dying very quickly. Very, very quickly. What they need to do is they need to bring this DLC out that I've got in my mind, the Cops and Crooks, but if they do it, they need to make sure it livens up online. So they need to do the ideas that I'm thinking of, and obviously their own ideas too, and other people's thoughts, because there's, bring out the taser. You know, it wouldn't be an abuseful thing if it was allowed, and they went with my idea that if you were in a roleplay server, or just a Cops and Crooks server as it could be called, so you could go online and it would be, do you want to be part of the Cops and Crooks DLC server? Yes. You want to go into that, then obviously the taser and all that is in it. So then you are aware that you've clicked on that server, so if anyone's tasering you, you can't go, oh, well, this is abuse of the game. Part of the game is part of the fun, you know. If someone runs away from you, you can taser them. Someone pulls a gun out, you taser them before shooting them sometimes. Obviously Americans probably wouldn't, but obviously us British would. But that would be a cool idea. Again, the Cops and Crooks DLC, again, I'm really sticking with, because actually a few of my mates have said it's a good idea too. Just like the military theme one that I've come up with. Again, what I've done is I've took people's ideas and then made it my own, because I don't believe in just stealing someone else's video for the sake of a few views, because I know, you know, I'm not going to get loads of views, but it's worth trying to make these videos, because I just think they're fun to make. Obviously I like doing YouTube, but it's also just a cool idea to put out there, so if anyone sees it, then they have that idea, they might make a video and they'll hopefully add their ideas into it too, so then it becomes a bigger idea. And Rockstar might one day see this and go, oh, this is a good idea, and I'll have some of my ideas and someone else's ideas. Now, that's it for this video, guys. That's all I've got to say about the Cops and Crooks. If you want me to do another video on Cops and Crooks, then please let me know. If you want any more information about Cops and Crooks, my Twitter's always going to be in the description. I've got a complete new description. I've set it up now properly. Got my link to my Twitter and everything. You can ask me questions there. You can ask me in the comments anytime. Just come on streams that I do on Twitch, you can ask me there, because my Twitch is always in the description. So what I'll do, guys, is I'm going to do the military themed video for the next DLC type video that I do. For the next video I will be doing on GTA will be Rags and Riches, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.